Hi, Leo. Welcome back for your full moon in Pisces tarot forecast for September 10th, 2022. This is a full moon that activates a healing of the soul. Interesting. Um, let's look what the universe or the new lunar phase is closing out for you. You're being offered some very proactive energy. And the Ace of Wands is the beginning of something passionate, something that you feel very passionate about. And the Knight of Cups is about having fun. So I think it's time to look into the um, cup, if you will, um, into your emotional waters, just to see exactly what does make you tick, what does put passion and fire into your heart. Certainly, this lunar phase is giving you that opportunity. The Knight of Cups can take fun to the extreme. So they're definitely the people who are standing on the table with a lampshade on their head, uh, but they're having fun doing it. And it's also an offer of love, but it can be an offer of love to yourself in a way that what makes you happy, what makes you tick, what brings joy to your life. It's almost, if you look at me seeing the reflection in the cup, and it's almost like how do you fall in love with yourself? Not in an egotistical way, but in a way of really being respectful to your passions and to the joys of life. Life is short, so make the best of it, the way I see it. It doesn't have to go extreme, like the Knight of Cups often does, but there's definitely a passion or a fire being lit here. And it is on an emotional level. It is absolutely on an emotional level. You have an Ace of Cups as well. So you have a new passionate beginning and you have a new emotional beginning. So I really do feel like your emotions, your passions are going to be heightened during this time. You can get a lot of information. Now the aces are a seed, and that means that they hold the entire cycle within the seed. And so, yes, you'll go through the gamuts of the emotional cycle and a passionate cycle. Um, but I think with the Knight of Cups there, it should be fun. And if it isn't, you should make it fun. It should be fun. How you're handling it, how you're dealing with it, or how you're responding to it is the King of Wands and the Five of Wands. So the King of Wands is my Aries card. They are the pioneers. They are the way showers. They will clear the road for anybody who wants to come after them, but they come first. And that's kind of the attitude, I think, of an Aries. They often act before they think about it. But if somebody didn't, yeah, who would pave the way? So I guess that's a sort of a necessary evil, if you can call it that. It's perspective. So I do feel like you are somebody who's, I get the feeling like you're not looking back. This is my feeling with this card. You're moving forward. And even the Five of Wands in this card, they're usually people who are fighting against each other. It's a competitive card. But in this deck, they all seem to be pointing their wands in the same direction. It's it's um it's a card of, yes, everybody wants the same outcome, but everyone may have a different way of getting there. And it seems to me like you're still leading the pack. So yes, these people may want to have a say in what's going on and how it's going to go further and what's actually going to be completed. But the King of Wands will definitely be the person who says yes or no, or that works, that doesn't work, or we'll even try it out first. He'll be like, okay, let me check out the route and see if it's good, and if it is, come on by. If not, I'll report back. It's that kind of energy. Um, And so there's a real leadership quality going on here. And the Aries, yeah, I mean, they want to pave the way, but it really is about them and their leadership qualities. So there can be a little bit of conflict. And this may even be an inner conflict because this is how you're responding, but it can also be how you're responding to conflict. And it can be both. I mean, when there's outer conflict, there's absolutely an inner conflict to try and understand it. So I think that's where we're headed in with this, with how you're going to respond to this energy. I still see a lot of fire here, so this is definitely passion. And the 5 is instability. So I'm going to say there's some unstable passion going on inside. And that would also correspond with the Knight of Cups. That sort of erratic, moving frenzy, if you will. But the outcome is the 3 of Wands and the Emperor. So the 3 of Wands for me is about allies. So if the Ace of Wands is a new idea, a new passionate endeavor that you'd like to take on, then 3 would kind of be, because 3 is the creative number, would sort of be, where would my creative idea, where would that land? Who would like it? Who could be, who could carry it forward? Who would want it? It's finding allies. It's finding a place where this sort of new creative endeavor belongs. And I think that's definitely what's happening here because of the Emperor card. Now, this is another Aries card, which goes very well with this card. And even the Ace of Wands, because they're very fiery and very, I think fire is, it's an energy that knows its direction. It just doesn't, it knows its direction. And so I do think that there is a way you want to go in particular. And the Emperor is somebody who will lay down very good foundations. It's kind of like laying down the law. And if there are any people, any allies that you are coming up against, I think you're the person in both of these cards to yay or nay it. It's that simple. The Emperor can rule with an iron fist, but he can also rule with everybody's good intentions involved, for the good of the group, for the good of everyone. And I kind of get that feeling that's going on here because, yes, you are the leader, but you have people who are looking to your leadership. And that is just reiterated here again in the Emperor card. So I would like to get a clarification for the center row here, which is how you are responding. More fire, Queen of Wands, and this is a very passionate person and a very creative individual as well. And that's her deal. That's her gig. She's all about creativity and the passion that you put behind it. This is my Leo card. So we have a lot of fire here. I have Aries, I have Leo, I have Aries again. The Queen of Wands, you may want to find some healing energy at this time. But I have a feeling that it's your passions that heal you. That's my feeling with this card. And not only does it heal you, but it purifies. And it can purify or create an energy where this 5 becomes a 6, where it kind of equals out. And you could be that key. So you have 5 people following you. You're the 6th key. You're the 6th element that brings this whole thing together. And you can create something really wonderful, as well as, excuse me, healing a situation. Very interesting. Sorry about that. So the Emperor card is also a father card. And you may be dealing with father issues, issues with children, kind of laying down the law in a sense. Let's have another look at that. Okay. So I have the 3 of Swords here. that's an interesting card. So two threes. There's a lot of creative energy going on here. So do be careful what you are creating with your thoughts. The Three of Swords is an interesting card for me. I recently had an epiphany through spirit, obviously. Yes, the Three of Swords is about separation, but it's about the idea of being separated. And that's the point here. We feel sad, we feel an inability to connect because we feel separated. It's not because we are separate, it's because we feel that way. Or in this case, with the Three of Swords, we think we are separate. But you cannot be separate. All points in space and time are connected. And so it is more the thought or the idea that we can be separate. Um, and it's just not possible. It's just not true. But you may feel otherwise. So there's this need to reconnect, this need to feel a part of the group again, a group or just life in general, just rejoining life. Yeah, interesting. The next card that I'm going to pull is the card of what does Spirit want you to know. It's the Eight of Swords. Sorry, Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is sometimes, in this case, I think, sometimes things are out of your hands. It's not quite the Hanged Man energy. It's more like you feel or you think, because it's swords, that your hands are tied and that you can't do anything. But this is incorrect. However, there are times when you shouldn't do anything, where you kind of have to let the energy do its thing. I have a card, an oracle card called the Hollow Bone in one of my decks, and it really is just letting spirit move through you, letting the forces move through you, not trying to affect a solution. I would certainly say the King of Wands is somebody who would go out there and try his best to find a solution to a problem or to a situation. And I think maybe the Eight of Swords is saying you can consider it, you should absolutely ponder it, but with the Eight of Swords there, I don't know that you can affect a solution during these next 2 weeks at this time anyway. One of the things that you should probably be, I would say, concentrating on is reconnecting. Reconnecting to life, reconnecting to your spirit, reconnecting to your creative forces, reconnecting to your passions and what you love and what brings you joy. Yeah. So maybe inactivity is a good thing for now. And I would say be your own leader. You don't have to follow anybody right now. It's time for you to take charge of your own situation in your own life. I hope this has been helpful. It's an interesting full moon, and it is again about healing the soul. So I would say your creative and your passionate energy is what's going to help heal any broken heart or any idea of separation. Hope you get through the next 2 to 4 weeks with this reading, and I thank you very much for listening. I'll be back in 2 weeks for the new moon reading. Take care. Bye.